Hi, and welcome back to this channel. Today we are speaking about Vikings, a seafaring people from Scandinavia who were known for their fierce warrior culture. In this video, we'll explore their raids, discoveries, and impact. So, buckle up and let's dive into the fascinating world of Vikings. The origins and expansion of Vikings. The Vikings were a seafaring people who originated in the region of Scandinavia, which is now modern-day Denmark, Norway, and Sweden. They were known for their navigational skills, and they developed advanced shipbuilding techniques that allowed them to sail long distances across open seas. The Vikings' famous longships were swift, agile, and could navigate in shallow waters, which made them ideal for raiding and trading. The Viking expansion began in the late 8th century when they started to raid the coastal areas of Europe, especially in Britain and Ireland. The Vikings targeted these areas because they were wealthy and easy to attack. Over time, the Vikings expanded their raids to other parts of Europe, including France, Spain, Italy, and even as far east as Russia and the Byzantine Empire. The Vikings also established trade routes, which helped them to build a network of trading partners throughout Europe and Asia. They traded in goods such as furs, fish, timber, and slaves, and in return, they obtained goods such as silver, spices, and textiles. Viking raids and conquests. The Vikings were known for their raids and conquests, which they carried out in many parts of Europe. Their raids were swift and brutal, and they often took captives, burned buildings, and plundered valuables. The Vikings' raids began in the late 8th century when they attacked the British Isles. They raided monasteries and coastal towns, where they found treasure and vulnerable targets. The Vikings did not just raid, they also established settlements in new lands. They were the first Europeans to settle in Iceland, where they founded a democratic republic and developed a unique culture. In some cases, the Vikings conquered and ruled over existing territories. In the 9th century, they invaded and conquered parts of England, where they established a kingdom known as the Danelaw. They also invaded Ireland, where they established settlements and intermarried with the local population. In the 10th century, they invaded and conquered parts of Scotland, where they established the Kingdom of the Isles. The Vikings' raids and conquests had a significant impact on the regions they targeted. They caused widespread destruction and terror, which led to the fortification of coastal towns and the formation of standing armies. They also contributed to the development of new languages, such as Old Norse, which had a significant influence on English and other European languages. Exploration and discovery. Vikings established settlements in Iceland and Greenland, where they farmed and traded with Europe. The Viking settlement in Greenland lasted for over 400 years, from the late 10th century to the early 15th century. The Vikings also reached North America, where they established a settlement at Lance-aux Meadows in present-day Newfoundland. This settlement is believed to have been established in the late 10th century, making it the first known European settlement in North America, predating Christopher Columbus by almost 500 years. The Vikings also traded with Asia and Africa, using their navigational skills to sail down the rivers of Eastern Europe and into the Black Sea. They traded with the Byzantine Empire, the Islamic world, and even ventured as far as Baghdad. The Vikings' voyages of exploration had a significant impact on the development of modern navigation and cartography. They developed new navigational techniques, such as using the position of the sun and stars to determine their location, and they created detailed maps and charts of the lands they visited. Their society and culture. Viking society was hierarchical, and people were divided into different classes. At the top of Viking society were the Jarls, who were wealthy and powerful landowners. They were followed by the Carls, who were free farmers, craftsmen, and traders. Below the Carls were the thralls, who were slaves or servants. Social mobility was possible, but it was challenging, and it usually required military prowess or economic success. The Vikings were known for their fierce warriors, who were skilled in hand-to-hand combat and archery. They valued bravery, honor, and loyalty, and they believed that death in battle was a path to Valhalla, the afterlife hall of Odin, the god of war. Viking warriors were also adept at raiding and pillaging, which allowed them to accumulate wealth and power. Viking religion was polytheistic, and they worshipped a pantheon of gods and goddesses, including Odin, Thor, and Freya. They believed in an afterlife and conducted elaborate funeral ceremonies to ensure that the deceased would have a safe passage to the other world. They also had a rich mythology, which included tales of gods, heroes, and monsters. Viking culture also included art, literature, and music. They were skilled metalworkers, and they produced intricate jewelry, weapons, and tools. They also created beautiful artworks, such as carvings, sculptures, and tapestries. Viking literature was mostly oral, and it included sagas, myths, and poetry. The Vikings also had a tradition of storytelling, which was passed down from generation to generation. The Vikings also developed a system of law and governance. They had assemblies, called thing, where people gathered to discuss and resolve disputes. They also had a legal code, called the Gilling Law, which regulated various aspects of Viking life, such as property rights, inheritance, and criminal behavior. Their impact on Europe. The Viking raids had a profound impact on the destiny of Europe. They disrupted trade routes and caused economic instability, leading to the collapse of some local economies. The Vikings were skilled traders, but their raids made it difficult for merchants to transport goods safely. This led to the establishment of fortified settlements and the growth of the feudal system in Europe, as lords and nobles built castles and employed knights to protect their lands. The Vikings attacked kingdoms and empires, leading to the collapse of some political structures. In some cases, the Vikings established their own kingdoms, such as the Danelaw in England. This led to a period of cultural exchange between the Vikings and the locals, which contributed to the growth of a distinct Anglo-Scandinavian culture. The Vikings also contributed to the spread of Christianity in Europe. Many Vikings converted to Christianity, and some even became missionaries, spreading the faith to new lands. The Vikings' conversion to Christianity led to the establishment of new churches and monasteries, which played a significant role in the growth of medieval towns and cities. That's all that I have for now. Thank you for watching this video, and don't forget to like and subscribe for more interesting content like this.